Hey, how's it going, guys? Jeep here, and welcome to another GTA video. Today we're going to be doing a ranking video where we are taking the 15 new cars, a part of the summer DLC, summer update, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to be putting them in an order 1 through 15 of what we feel like are the best ones to buy. And this is off personal preference. This varies anywhere from price, performance, to style, but it all boils down to what I feel like is the coolest and most, I guess, valuable car to me. So this is me ranking them from 15 all the way down to number 1. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. Coming in at last place for us is the Landstalker. Now, the only reason this car is even cool to begin with is the cool livery you can put on it, but outside of that, it's a pretty ordinary looking SUV in my opinion. And I think all the other 14 vehicles are all going to be a lot cooler than this one. There's a lot more unique things about them, and a lot of them are, and this was also like 1.3 mil, so I just don't think it's worth the money to begin with. So for those two reasons, I'm putting it at number 15. Coming in at number 14 is the Frontier. This one gets the edge on the Landstalker simply because I like the body style better. It gives me the cool old classic vibes, and I really like the livery you put on it. The light bar on top is a nice touch, and I mean mainly it just looks cooler than the Landstalker. Not to mention it's also about half the cost of it. It's like 600k versus like 1.3 million. So for those reasons, it's number 14. Coming in at number 13, this may shock a lot of you, but it's actually going to be the Tagana. And the Tagana is 2.3 million. It's a new supercar, and to be quite honest, for a new supercar, it's quite mediocre, if not average. It actually doesn't even crack the top 15 for top speed, and I believe it does its 10th for its lap time. I mean, it's a cool looking car, don't get me wrong, but in terms of its performance, it's really not all that, especially for a new car that got released. So for that reason, it's going to be number 13th for me. Coming in at number 12 is the Beater Dukes. Now the Beater Dukes for me, I'm not really a big muscle car guy to begin with, but it's the only reason I put it here and ahead of the Tagana and the other ones is because it's a Benny's car, so you can do a lot of cool customizations to it, and that's really the only reason it got to this spot. And the next car that's going to be after it, there's only one small tweak to it that I liked over this one, and that's why it earned its spot. So let's get right into that one. Coming in at number 11 is the Gauntlet Classic, and the reason I put this one ahead of the previous one is because I really like the spoiler, and I do believe the spoiler is unique to this one, so it had something unique about it that I really liked. So style plays a big role in my decision making here. I also like the interior of this one, but again, it's another car you can do a lot of cool customizations with. So for those reasons, I put it at number 11 ahead of the ones before it. Coming in at number 10 is going to be the DR1, and the reason for this is because it's a third in acceleration out of all the Formula cars, and its top speed is second. So for a new Formula car released in a DLC, you'd think it could be a little bit better than what it is. For that reason, it's going to come in at number 10. Coming in at 9, 8, and 7 is going to be in this order. So the Peyote, the Manana, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the Glendale. And you can see here the chrome, the green, and the one at the far right there. That's the order that I've set them in, so third, second, first. And my reasons are, like, I mean, I kind of grouped them together because they're very similar in customization. They're Benny's cars. I like the style of the one in the middle here with the back wheel, but overall, I like the Glendale just because the body looks really cool and unique to me. And out of the three of them, I just prefer that one out of them. They're all very close, though. They're all very cool, but this is the order I have them in. And let's move on to the next. Coming in at number 6, this is a very hard decision for me, and I kind of tossed between the two of these vehicles, which was going to go 6, which one was going to go 5. But ultimately, for the number 6 spot, I decided on the Yosemite over here. And the reason for it was because the number 5 spot, I just liked it so much more, and I'm not really into these sort of cars. Don't mind the wheels, I know they're ugly. But yeah, I just like the number 5 spot that I have over this one. But they're both very cool cars, so for that reason, I give it the number 6 spot. Coming in the number 5 spot is going to be the Club, and I put this in the number 5 spot because A, it's a really cool looking car. You can do a lot of cool customizations to it, and I used to actually have this car in real life. It's a really old Volkswagen Golf, and I love the thing, so it really put a smile to my face when I saw this car get added to the game, and that I could buy it and customize it. It is pretty expensive. I think it's like 1.2 million, but to me it's well worth it. I really love the car, and for that reason, I am putting it at number 5. Coming in at that number 4 spot is the D10, and the D10 is ranking this high. It's being top 4 because it's the second fastest sports car in terms of top speed, and I mean, it looks awesome. It's a phenomenal looking car. I believe it's supposed to be the Corvette, and it definitely looks awesome. So that's why it's getting the number 4 spot. So let's go ahead and move on to the top 3. Here are your top 3. Now, this decision was very hard to make, but coming in at number 3 for me is going to be the Yuga, and I think I finally got the I finally pronounced it correctly, I believe. But anyway, it looks really cool. Like, take a look at the back here. Upon opening it up, you got a whole bed back there. Like, that is an awesome feature. It's just an awesome looking car. Like, I can't really think of a car like it in GTA. So its uniqueness gives it the number 3 spot for me. I mean, just look at that interior too. Like, it just looks so sweet. Let's go ahead and park it next to these ones, and let's go ahead and do the top 2. What do you guys think it's going to be? And now finally, we've come down to the top 2 on my list. This list took a while for me to make. It was very hard deciding between all the cars because, I mean, to be honest, all the DLC cars were very awesome. All the ones that came out to update I thought were really cool, with the exception of maybe 2 of them, and that was number 14 and 15 in my opinion. But the number 2 spot for me is going to have to be the Penumbra, the Maibatsu Penumbra. It's a very awesome looking car. That is why it is at number 2. It gives me 90s vibes all day long. It's a sweet car. I mean, I could definitely see myself bringing this to like a car meet in GTA and just showing it off. I'd probably do a little bit cooler modifications and customizations to it, but for right now, it looks pretty okay the way I have it set up. And yeah, for those reasons alone, it gets the number 2 spot for my personal top 15 list. Alright guys, it leaves us only with one car left, and that's the BR8, and the reason I chose this one as my number 1 for the summer DLC is because it has the best acceleration and the best top speed out of all the formula cars, and not to mention, in my opinion, it looks the best out of any of the formula cars. And here's me just quickly whipping it around, just kind of showing it off a little bit better. Like, this thing picks up very fast, and as it should. It is the top accelerating Formula 1 car in GTA, and of course it gets that top speed. And not to mention, it also handles very well, so for that reason, it is the number 1 on my list out of all 15 of the new cars that were released. It also comes out to, I think, 3.4 mil, so you are paying a hefty price for it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for my top 15 video for the new DLC cars, the summer DLC. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about my list. Is it accurate? What are your favorite cars in the DLC? Which ones have you bought? Which ones would you say are the top 5? Maybe you have a number 1. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think are number 1, and let me know where I missed the mark. Where do you think I should have placed some? And as always, have a nice day.